All right, we return. It's now very late at night. I probably should have stopped. But, I mean, come on. That thing with the Safari was awesome. And besides, last episode, like, we almost didn't do anything last episode. I mean, how long?
Completed.
That was probably like 1 year of progress in the galaxy last episode. Probably, if that. But, I mean, there was so much going on. Can you blame me? Right, we've still never had a reason to build an observation post. We've still not found any primitives. I'd love to find some over in the Gamma Quadrant, so to speak. It doesn't look like I can find any. I mean, okay, so by the way, now that we have Sylvari, another thing we could do, I was talking about bringing their empire back or whatever. If we claim this area, we can build a colony ship from the Sylvari living on that relic world. And so like a portion of them will split off, go onto the Ark ship, and they can come live here at Astora 1. We could just give it to them. It's in an asteroid belt. Perhaps this planet once had a moon, which was destroyed in some calamity. Or perhaps its orbital debris never fully coalesced in the first place. Whatever the cause, this planet is surrounded by a belt of small asteroids. So, if you see, this has actually got so many mining districts, we can't see them all on the UI. And this would be a perfect place to put the Sylvari, honestly. They'd be so happy living here. Because they're from a tropical inclination. Just as Morgemoth is, by the way. He's scary. He is probably the strongest thing we've seen. If we can get this little cluster here at the Gamma Quadrant. And I'm beginning to wonder, by the way, you can see that there's a slight hyperlane here, you can see. I wonder if this is a dead end. I wonder if this is just an end, a terminus. And in which case, the only way through would be down here. And I don't know what's over there. I like ring galaxies. Some people don't like rings. If you can imagine it, if it wasn't a ring and we had the center was filled in, you would obviously have a lot of systems there. There wouldn't be this thing where it's like 2 routes can lock a place out. You can also mess with how many hyperlanes get generated. I think I'm playing default. Most of what I'm doing is pretty much default. That might not be quite true. We'll see. When we finish the campaign, we'll look at that. Anyway, let's just make sure that our construction ship gets that build done. And let's take the fight to the brand, I think. I'd like to also see what's going on with the Norn. I really want to be friends with the Norn. I think you guys are really cool. Even if you are a bit inferior to me. And I think we could be great heroes together. I really do. They seem to know a lot of stuff about unidentified empires. We still don't know. I mean, that must be people that live here. Like, now that we've popped up here, we've got some stuff here. There's still the middle, though, and there's still this whole section. We kind of know, like, half the galaxy. A little bit over half, probably. Probably, like, 6/10. Also known as 3/5. All right, so let's just play it forwards. Let's not just sit here with it on pause the whole time.
To the universe.
So, breakthroughs. We've got better pop speed. That will benefit even our Sylvari. Habitability is pretty good as well. We could go with that again. Now here you go. Gene tailoring. This is like a thing. If we've picked a lot of genetic-oriented stuff, and if we keep going with this, we can learn a lot of weird things. Self-modification, you'll see there. A new feature unlocks. Okay. Sometimes you don't just unlock an edict or a new tech or whatever. You unlock whole features in the game. And that's genetic modification and self-modification. Allows us to actively modify the genetic traits of a species within our empire. So we can get rid of negative stuff. We can take Jotun that are living with us and stop them being quarrelsome. By the way, another thing you haven't seen too much of right now is rebellions and unrest and stuff. Which maybe the Jotun have been struggling with. But they can cause small empires to pop up out of nowhere. Like maybe here we saw. And there might be some other ones around. You never know. Like here, like what is this? This I don't know what this was. This is another small empire. Maybe they were primitives that grew up. All right, we got more stations have been built. That's cool. So anyway, yeah, we have to think about stuff like that. Right, let's watch our construction ships in orbit being constructed here. Until we colonize somewhere new, we can't get another starbase, and that's a bit of a disappointment. I think we can deal with it. We can get a couple of buildings going over here. Now, what kind of world do we want this to be? This is the Tengu studying physics world. So I think we should just stick with our guns and immediately start going onto the research labs, which I think we have to scroll pretty far for. Oh, you can't do a research lab until there's a planetary administration, and we can't resettle people to quickly bump this up.
Completed.
So we'll chill with that for now. Let's just give them civilian industry in the meantime. And I think I'll do that here as well. Give them a civilian industry. Now, this research was the Curator Archaeology Lab, which improves our research speed stuff. Ooh. A research institute. The research institute is a massive complex gathering the cutting edge. Sorry, I wanted to zoom in there because I can see that we're moving, but I couldn't quite see what we were doing. Right, gathers the cutting edges of disparate fields together for unprecedented synergy, improving the research output of the whole planet. So this would be good for any kind of research colony we like. So let's pick that one up. I still don't believe in any war stuff is too necessary right now. Moving back over to the former Baal colony. This one here. Oh, wow. It was one of these asteroids? The crew were initially certain they had made a triangulation mistake when deducing the coordinates of the supposed colony in the Barana system, having found nothing but asteroids where they expected a life-bearing planet. However, closer study of the asteroid's composition has revealed that they are in fact what remained. Well, this makes sense because this has been in our heartland for years now, really, and you would have thought that we would know if there was some kind of planet there. But no, this is the remains of the colony. The once lush planet was blown into several thousand rocky pieces by some unknown collision, occurring roughly 7 million years ago. Deduction suggests that they played some role in the planet's dark fate. One particularly promising asteroid has been selected for further study, as it appears to possess a large number of fossilized life forms from the planet. Pity. Right. Another archaeology project to do then. The tragic remains of a former Baal colony. This asteroid nevertheless contains a rich trove of fossils begging for excavation. Our archaeologists hope to discover more about the history of the mysterious Baal and the Guru's suspected role in the planet's dark fate. Cool. Now, Deep Space Nine can maybe afford some kind of building. A hyperlane registrar would be pretty badass. Well, actually, we're not going through a hyperlane when we go through the wormhole, so maybe that's not necessary, which is also kind of cool to think about, actually. So the defense platform that we built here can now actually be upgraded.
Construction completed.
And you'll see that the new defense platforms we've got, we can build with our strategic resource that we purchased on the Galactic market. And with that, they'll be stronger. So that's pretty nice. We can upgrade that in a second. In the meantime, we've got another new contact. The Galactic Scratch Ambitions. The opportunistic hedonists of the script. Greetings from the Scratch Ambitions. First speaker, apprentice Krankatok is our elected representative, but in truth, all citizens have a voice in our government. We strive to better ourselves through technology, a desire which we hope you will respect. So they are fanatic materialists. They love items and technology and building things. They're also egalitarian. These are rat people, the script. They're like a hive mind almost, but they're not actually a hive mind. They just can communicate very fast, and they breed very fast, and they live very fast, and they move on. So opportunistic hedonists. This empire takes what it can. Script plan little, and their tactics rarely extend beyond exploiting an opening when they see one. Naturally curious, these hedonists will eventually discover the nature and operation of any item they obtain, always seeking to pilfer them from more powerful empires. So there are a rational consensus. This government is a materialistic form of democracy, governed according to principles based on rationality and scientific theory. So the more of them they are together, the more intelligent they become, in theory. Let's have a look at their homeworld, shall we? So they're from Skritopolis, a planetary city filled with Skrit. Can you imagine how smart they'd be? Of course they end up in space. It makes so much sense. They have an enormous freaking star. They're calling the first shiny. This is a yellow dwarf, a G-type star. They actually range in colour from white to slightly yellow. That's pretty interesting. Now, if we communicate with them, you see there's actually lots of different types of script that we'll find. This guy we've caught unawares. He says, "You bring me something?" Yes, yes. Yes, I wish to know whether you like me. You do like me. You're pathetic, though. Their tech is equivalent, but they're pathetic. Also, I can hear bombardment. They're being bombarded. We can't see by what, but they are being bombarded. Uh-oh. And that's their capital. Uh-oh. It's Jormag. Jormag's coming for him. That's not good. Can I help them? They're just going to fall to the ice breed. I don't think I can do anything. If they're pathetic, they're not inferior. They're not equivalent. They're pathetic. This is script view. I mean, I could give them a handout. Wait, sorry, what? It looks like they took golems into their empire as well. No, that's the elemental thraldom. Sorry, I'm a fool. No, I'm not a fool. Is it the elemental thraldom that is attacking them, not Jormag? Yeah, it is. It's the elemental thraldom. This system here, for example, look at this planet, okay? This is a Skrit planet. You can see there's a Skrit here, the Governor Namrock, Buzzed Namrock. And oh, we can't see what's going on, but look, the planet is occupied by the elemental thraldom. We can't look at their armies because we haven't really spoken to them. We don't know much about them. This guy was corrupt, by the way. This corrupt leader is willing to sell out anyone and everything if it increases their personal wealth. That's very Skrit. Dear. Yeah, basically the elementals have attacked this. Are they being attacked by both? Dude, the elementals are a little bit scary. The wizard's tower. Our goal is not power, but knowledge. Sometimes they can be the same. The totalitarian regime, eh? I'm not feeling very confident about this. Maybe I could help them. I mean, everyone wants to be your friend when someone else is bearing down at them. You save them, and what? Are they going to actually be worthwhile? You say I'm not relevant, but I could maybe just... The thing is, if I flood them with... Sorry, what's going on in my head is if I flood them with resources, do they actually have a starbase that will be able to produce things that save them? Like, they have to save themselves. I have no route. I really don't, because I can't actually fight these. So, it's kind of there's no point. If I just throw money, that's just throwing good money after bad there. If they can't actually build anything at their starports, and I don't even have sensor range on them to know if that's what they're doing. I'll tell you what, these guys are playing a scary game because they are getting closer to a dragon. Well, I'll leave them to it. Look, it's not our job to be involved in every single friggin' empire out there and what they're all doing, all right? There's cool stuff. There's stories going on all around us, but we got to focus and we got to build up, all right? I've got my own dragon to exterminate. They have lasted almost 100 years now, and they're all still alive, all of them. I don't like that. So, back to my jobs. Building these. Now, I think we should... Okay, the consumer goods is going to become a serious problem now. Let's buy 500. Looks like the whole galaxy is struggling on those, to be honest with you. The Galactic Scratch ambitions are opening their borders. And hold on, sorry. When did we learn about you guys? I must have missed a pop-up. Oh, here you go. The Silvari refugees fleeing from the entangling vines have just arrived at all you can eat as well. Wow, even more refugees have arrived. So we just got more Silvari. That's good. I guess the Quaggan spoke to me just now. There you go. Look, refugees arriving. So that's what that space was. Here's the Quaggan. Happy little whale people. Living here at Falualu and Zakamalu and Malagan's Grotto. They're being led currently by Governor Baruch. I like Baruch. He's a cool character. They're assisting research as well, by the way. They seem to have their stuff together. They're also doing a crime lord deal, though. I don't know what's going on. None of these empires are dealing with crime on their planets. None of them seem to be. Let us speak in the spirit of peace and reconciliation. So these are kind fisher people. The Quaggan Systems Alliance is made up of a collection of inwardly focused pacifists devoid of much galactic ambition. They are mostly content to export food from their many ocean world bread baskets. Hey, they're a bit like us then. They are a moral democracy. A pacifistic form of democracy, firmly guided by moralist principles and non-violence. And they have a lovely love heart as their icon, fanatically pacifist. It's kind of funny. They're a little bit like the Massat, really. Except they don't have that, like, nasty edge to them. They're neutral. They actually don't like me much. Because of my bombardment policy. That's kind of funny. It's because I'm actually open to attacking things, and they're not. But I would say that that's a bit foolish, to be honest, to be totally pacifistic. Hey, maybe they'll find friends out there in that worldview. So, I will, I'll leave them to it as well.
Construction completed.
Those are stories for another day when they become more relevant. We got a commercial pact invitation from the script. We have much to learn from one another. I like this because, you know, they are technocrats to a certain extent, so they like to do that, sure. I'm smart. You want my smarts? You can have them if you can survive. I mean, you seem to have your own problems, but that's fine. And it will build some trust, and I don't have to think about building that trust. Someone else wants to do a research progress? No, it's you again.
Construction completed.
Okay.
Ship upgrades applied.
Second construction ship can get moving. You can go to Sherlock.
Construction
You're already queued to build. That's good. We have a new building at Nova Earth. You can see this is starting to build up here. I'll probably change its designation as a tech world. I don't know why they're all defaulting to that. Well, hold on, but these do have 2 research labs, so maybe that's
construction completed.
A refinery world. Much of the planetary surface is covered in a vast network of pipes, refineries, and distilleries. Try not to inhale too deeply. Now, this is to do with developing chemicals and transducers and getting like loads of chemists and stuff and crystal plants. I really haven't got a lot of that, so I'm not going to worry about it for now.
Research concluded.
We could just make this a rural world for now. No, let's not. Let's leave it as a tech world. Look, a tech world's fine, because I'll just keep spamming up our research labs.
Research concluded.
Okay, then you guys can build that. Habitability. Further study into the hazard environments found on other planets help alleviate the difficulties that colonizers encounter in their day-to-day lives on foreign worlds. And we also learned, let's have a look. What was it? It was an engineering thing. The alloy nanoplants. Nice. Let's get a bit more naval capacity going. Just 30 straight up. It's not bad. And another tier of ships. I think we're ready for it. Let's get cruisers. Originally devised as an experimental next-generation colony ship. The design's amped hardpoints made it ideal for carrying heavy weapons ordnance. So cruisers. The cruiser is the first 3-section design, allowing for a wide range of module configurations for those willing to pay the price. These are getting pricey and big, and we can go to war with them. Another empire, the Bloodstone's Curtain. So they are the Seers. I bring greetings from the Grand Marshal Wandering Seer, the undisputed ruler of the Bloodstone's Curtain. We wish to learn more about your species. Which martial techniques do your warriors employ, given your fascinating biology? Now, interestingly, they seem quite martial. They're a military dictatorship, which I have to say, I don't think they started as. I think that they have changed as the years have gone by, and they've become a different government, which is pretty interesting. Enigmatic Seers. The Seers of Bloodstone's Curtain are generally more interested in their own internal affairs than those beyond their borders. Many of these seem to be. Their logic, reasoning, and actions are at times difficult to interpret. The Seers are considered by many to be some of the most inscrutable alien xeno found in the galaxy. And that's true. We really don't know much about these guys. We're delighted to meet you, Seer. We can have a quick little look at the home world. Their home world is the Shining Blade.
Construction completed.
As you can see here. They have several rivalries with people we don't know. They have a truce with the Forgotten and with an unidentified empire. They were at war with the Forgotten, were they? That's interesting. They have a casus belli from the Jotun. The Jotun are looking to subjugate the Seers? Sorry, guys, what? Well, they might not try to enforce that, but they would have the reason to. Apparently, they met each other at some point. They're down here. They don't look very big. Whatever's going on, I think they're being attacked. Now, listen. Let's think about this. There are 2 Elder Dragons left for us to see. Is there one here? There might be. And is there one down here? Probably. There's probably at least one down here. Now, by the way, the dragons will fight each other too. So there's a chance that if there are 2 down here, they've wiped each other out. Certainly no one's oppressed this guy, and he's claimed at least 1 empire for himself. What concerns me is by the time I get over there... Well, we're kind of already over here. Here you go, look. United Nations of Earth. We have opened up. Now, I will stay for these mining stations here. And look, there are 2 planets that we can immediately colonize. One's an Arctic world. Which... Oh, by the way, wow, we have Script with us now? Did they do a migration treaty? Did they just come along? The Script would not be happy there. The Jotun would be pretty happy. And the Tengu would now be pretty happy. Both of them would be. And the reason for that is because we've been doing our genome mapping and stuff. And tweaking the atmosphere with our new techs. And it's not been so bad. So let's put the Jotun down here. Let's put... Wow, there's so many systems here. Let's put the Tengu on this one. Now, this isn't too great of a place. It's a low gravity place again. They're all Arctic. Only 65. Alloys are running thin again, so we'll leave it for now. But 2 more colonies, that's got to be good. The tropical world for the Silvari very soon. Where's the space station we were looking at? I don't understand. No, there is a route. This is not a dead end here. Where's the... There was totally an Enclave station here, wasn't there? Maybe we just don't have visibility on it for some reason. They weren't destroyed a second ago, were they? The Massart didn't attack them or something. Look at this. This is kind of cool. It's like a whole different world that was going on over here. They've opened their borders to me. Thank you. That's fine. I will put a resource silo down here. Why not? Archaeological site. We've managed to extract some data fragments from a particularly well-preserved bowel biocomputer fossil. This 10 million year old relic appears to contain pedagogical information. I actually don't know that word. Intended for immature members of the species. Not yet. And you guys can totally tell me in the comments, by the way. I'd love to hear. But read the comments first. If someone's already said it, just give them a thumb up, yeah? I don't want like 1,000 comments about how I don't know this word, which I'm sure I'll get. You guys can have fun. Not yet ready to receive the full range of the hive mind's neural connection. The bowel or the saplings were introduced to growth techniques, horticulture, and nutrition in a more curated experience. These findings suggest that bowel society prize terrestrial landscaping and ecosystem management, and were also highly dependent on it for their survival. We're really learning a lot about them. Speaking of resources, we've maxed out on influence, so let's do something here. We'll map the stars again. We'll do land of opportunity, so that all these migration packs we've got, people will come in even quicker here. Diplomatic grants, trust will increase faster, trade attractiveness will increase faster. Farming subsidies, get more food. Capacity overload, get more money. And I'll save the rest for building star bases. I say save, I mean we just did spend 900 all at once. But yeah, we were letting that build up a bit fast.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
So now that there's script with us, and I don't know when the script... Oh, I know what happened. The script first offered me a research pact. And then they offered me a migration treaty. You remember when I clicked the thing twice and I didn't know why? It was because I was agreeing for them to come live in our lands. That's okay though, because I kind of want that. I kind of want to grab as many different aliens. I'm collecting them like Pokemon. It's fine. So anyway, we buy more alloys and we can put the script on this arid world now. All these worlds are coming in now, all of them. We can get so much stuff because we've got so much diversity. Every single one will represent new populations being born amongst us. All at once, every tick. This game has problems if you play on really, really, really big galaxies. On kind of a, you know, a mediocre PC will really struggle with this game if you have too many worlds and too big of a galaxy. I do not have the largest galaxy possible, but I do have a lot of worlds, so we want to be cautious of that. One nice thing about the Elder Dragons is they'll just destroy everything, so it keeps the lag at bay. If we were to actually eventually get some. So the Research Institute has now been born. Wow, and we can immediately tier them up to research complexes, upgraded research facilities with very large staff capacity. As we explore the galaxy, we continually encounter new materials and substances that are unfamiliar to us. Cataloging and analyzing these discoveries will require new facilities. Let's do it. And we can start to upgrade our buildings. You guys will see what that looks like. We'll get the advanced buildings coming in very soon. Speaking of buildings, we have another one here. And speaking of the wind from last episode, it's just kicked up again and started rumbling against my window. Now, last time I did hydroponics farms, we had problems with specialist employment. I don't know, man. Let's put another agriculture district down as well. That'll be the final one. That is a truly agri world at that point. And then we need hydroponics farms to keep churning out more food. 234 food a tick. Every month. We're eating 200 of it. But the rest is just all sweet, sweet, sweet food profit.
Construction completed.
That we get to roll in. Oh, we finished the tradition. So this is the naval capacity one we talked about before. Let's grab that. We get an Ascension perk. This is our third. Now, what do we want to do with this? Now, I can hold off on this, because all these down here require, like, later technologies. Like this here, xenocompatibility. This is being able to breed aliens together. The invention of universal sexual biology has revolutionized society, even if it sometimes requires awkward rotations to make a connection. Which is great, and you'll see it does a lot of stuff. Immigration pull, more aliens will come to us, and allows crossbreeding between different species living on the same planet. But I can't do that until I research the gene tailoring technology in society, which I think actually was one of our pulls recently, and we missed it, and we chose not to go with it. So, you know, and these are permanent, right? So you might want to wait around and play with your options. Here we can make, city planets. But in order to get that, we need anti-gravity engineering technology, which might only come in a few months, you know, or a couple of years. So we could wait if we want. If none of these look too good just yet, we could wait. And actually, to tell you the truth, I think we're going to do that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wait. Another new empire. Hello. First contact with the barbaric ogre Kraldom. The ogres. The big bad boys. So they're a war council. Another type of government here. This government is a militaristic form of oligarchy where all decisions concerning the state are taken by a council of the nation's strongest warlords. They're what's known as hegemonic imperialists. They consider themselves the rightful rulers of the galaxy and will attempt to expand their empire by any means possible. Now listen, in vanilla Stellaris, where you're just using randomly generated empires and not like special ones, nearly everyone's a hegemonic imperialist. Like this personality, it's all over the place. It's like what you see again and again and again and again and again. We'll see less because mine are more curated and special. But yeah, this is kind of your standard aggressive. They will expand. They will do what they can. What you might be interested in though is the War Council. They're a warrior culture. They get really strong armies. And if you look at the civics, it says barbaric despoilers. So what a barbaric despoiler is it's a normal empire. It's not a hive mind, okay? And it can do diplomacy. They will talk and you can open treaties and stuff with them. But the thing is, they are really hateable. Most people super hate them. It's kind of like super hate, even worse than being a xenophobe. Why? What does a barbaric despoiler do? Well, they can wage war on anyone they like at any time they like. And when they bombard planets, they can steal your people from you. They can literally take people off your planets, leaving the buildings abandoned and ruined, and put them on their own home worlds, where they will promptly enslave you or do whatever else they want. You know, there's any number of things that they could do. So these guys are pretty brutal. It's a fun way to play the game, honestly. The barbaric despoilers thing. There's actually an Ascension perk that gives you that form of population stealing without having to be a barbaric despoiler. I think the Ascension perk kind of devalues the civic and probably shouldn't be in the game. But the Empire type is very cool. I like it a lot. These guys have probably been really wrecking face around here, to be honest. Yeah, and they have. Look at that. Look at that. This is one of the empires that often does very well, I've noticed. I don't know what it is, but these guys are bastards. I think it's just because they declare early wars. And like here, for example, right? They've occupied the gates of Kryta. The ogres have attacked the Massat and have actually successfully waged this invasion. And what they've done is they've stolen their populations. They're stealing the Massat. And their worlds, if we were to ever be able to scan them and learn about them, we would find that their pops are these crazy mixes, but that half of them are slaves. And yeah, you'll see they've done a lot. And in fact, they're on their way to taking this. This is an ogre ship. This is how we just learn about them, maybe. This is an ogre builder, and they're going to take this system with the this unidentified enclave in it, wherever it is. These guys, we never learned to talk to these. The function of the space station's unknown. I don't know who's in there, what they do, but they're about to be in ogre space. I can't stop that because I haven't surveyed it yet. This is a seer science ship, so this isn't a big problem. There's the learning seer inside it, the enigmatic seer. But that kind of puts a stop on that. So what we should probably do is try and get this system, because there's a planet, and it's also a choke point. Then we can move up a bit. Look at all these planets here. There's a lot of planets. Okay. And none of them have figured out the wormholes yet, I think, still. That's kind of crazy. The ogres have completely sliced off. They're actually the biggest empire we've seen, I think. That's not an Elder Dragon or us. Well, maybe some of these are quite big. The Asura are doing quite well. The Hyperlane Experimenter Mega Crew. Right. Oh, I get so distracted when we find a new group. They're happy for us to be in their territory, which is kind of funny to me. They are happy. I think we should build up our military. I think we should focus on Krakatoa, because, I mean, Christ, I've been talking about that for how many? There's like 3 episodes, guys.
Construction completed.
So let's do it. Or do we want to wait for... Oh, God. It's never going to end, though. The thing is, do I want to wait for my cruiser in 17 months? I think we can win without the cruisers. Let's build some destroyers. So here, my destroyers I can build with this strategic resource, and they'll be better.
System
or I can build Federation
concluded.
form ones. We won't worry about those for now. There's colony ships coming out first. We've got a serious alloy production to work on if we actually want to be able to do this. Let's check this out. So we've got overcrowding on this planet. Only the tiniest, weeniest little bit of overcrowding. I mean, come on, Jesus. We'll just stick them in some mines. That's fine. And some generators. That's also fine. So, the Ice Brood made peace with the script.
Universe.
So that's good. I could dump resources into the script now. But I don't think I can. I've got my own problems. Research complexes.
Research
good.
concluded.
Let's get another hand. The self-evolving logic. What did we just research here? Naval capacity, that's fine. Extrasolar expeditions become more common. It's important to provide planet-side relief for returning fleets. I agree. So we could unlock terraforming as a feature. That's where you can take a planet and change it into a totally different type. I would just go for more society research for now. We can also learn to clear big glaciers from some of our icy planets, which we've not really read about much yet, but, you know, we'll get there. Right, so now let's deal with some alloys. We have no problem. Okay, right, over at Earth, check this out. The research labs that we had here can now be tiered up. Right now, each research lab gives us just 2 jobs. If we tier this up, it's going to create loads of jobs because the new tier is going to take 5. 5 from that one slot. So I will tier these up. Oh, and tiering them up, by the way, costs strategic resources.
Completed.
It costs gases. So if we want to buy gases, then that's cool. But at the same time, it's probably much better for us to start refining our own. But yeah, once we get these up, this will start unlocking a lot of things, but we need a lot of pops for this. In the meantime, an admiral died. Looks like they're dying of old age right before I'm going to put them in a fight. Well, I said that about the other one, and that was how long ago now? Also, lots of trade value available
A new world
at the
of
planet here.
opportunities awaits.
But we're not collecting it. We could add a trade hub here instead of a shipyard at Bernard's Star, and what that would do is increase its collection range, and we can get that. That will be another 8 energy credits just from doing that,
Construction
which is very good. Let's turn that off for a second. Those should be okay as well. The defense platform's now here. Now, I am still scared of these guys, because doesn't it say they're equivalent and their fleet is equivalent? Their fleet is superior. I'm actually really scared of these guys. I can't see all of them. I think they're hiding them deeper in. If their fleet is superior to mine, I've got to be careful with this. I think it's time to dump all of our assets, though. All the food. A huge amount of the minerals. Oh no, was I just selling and okay, so... No. We didn't have maxed out energy, that's fine. Okay, and now we buy. To get our fleets ready. First, we'll do some defense platform construction. Probably make like 4 of them. That's like 1,000 alloys already. Then what I'll do is I'll create some new destroyers. We haven't really seen what the design of those looks like just yet.
Construction completed.
And we're out of alloys already. I mean, I kind of want to colonize all these places. So maybe we sell even more food. Let's sell this stuff. Oh, they broke their commercial pact. Well, fine, whatever. Someone declared the Exalted as a rival. That's also fine. Now what I'll do is colonize this with script.
Construction completed.
We will colonize this Arctic world with for God's sake, man,
Research
alloys.
concluded.
I've not played this right. I could have done much better for alloys. I really should have. We will colonize this with Jotun. I like the Jotun.
Construction
They were the
completed.
early dominators. Meanwhile, over here, they were already being colonized. We have arc ships going to them. We don't really have much we can do just there. Meanwhile, though, this guy is not doing anything anymore, is he? So he can move there. Speaking of the colony ships, the arc ships, they've just come through the wormhole. Imagine that. Imagine being on a mission like this. You go through hyperlane. You go from your planet through hyperlanes, finally to this like remote ass space station near these horrible, abominable horrors, kind of. And then you hit up a wormhole and you're in this completely new frontier that you've never really, no one's anywhere near. You know that there's all kinds of dangerous stuff out there. And you're going to go colonize a planet. What a wild adventure. All right, our scientist has gained a trait. Despite recent skill improvements, Chloe seems to be approaching the limits of her ability. She is now arrested development. That means she won't level up anymore, which kind of sucks. It's kind of like your guy died, but not really. Let's pick up this survey speed. That will upgrade really quickly. We've left that super late. Let's figure out how to extract gas as well here. We'll get that pretty quick. And yeah, we can watch these guys go in. Earth has got unemployment issues. Not specialist
System survey concluded.
But just general unemployment. So here's the way I think it works. If there are better jobs that people can take, a population can take, they will go into it. So when I build this research complex and there's new fancier jobs, these unemployed regular workers will go to work in the fancier jobs. But they're all happy to take a pay raise and go up, but they won't be happy to go back down. So if they lose their jobs later, I'll have unemployed specialists sitting around. And so I've got to be careful of that. Okay, but I think this should be fine. I think that regular people are just going to move up to a new, like, social class. And what that means is later, when I have, like, all of Earth is filled with research stations and cities, they're all going to be, like, you know, super classy people. And they're going to feel different. And they're not going to want to go work on food colonies and rural places and the fringes. So if there's any kind of issues, they can become real issues as your populations are kind of snobby. And then I might have to change my policies and lose influence and so on. What is this? An enigmatic cache. That's this thing here. I was trying to zoom in on it, but it won't let me. This weird circular spaceship. An alien entity identified. A tubular alien entity has entered orbit of the Tengu studying physics with no warning or explanation. It appears to be moving without engines or thrusters, gliding in complete silence through the void of space, cylinders rotating ominously. Though it is yet to display any signs of aggression, it refuses to acknowledge our hails. Our military advisors warn that it may pose a considerable threat to the inhabitants below and implore us to engage neutralization protocols. Our scientists, however, plead that we instead learn from this remarkable piece of technology. So I can tell it to go away and get influence, or I can say we can study it.
Situation log has been updated.
So here it is. So this is the enigmatic cache. The enigmatic cache is this weird thing I don't fully remember or understand.
Knowledge is the key to the universe.
But it's like a creepy thing that will travel the galaxy. It will have visited other empires, not just mine. And it will hang in orbit. And while it's in orbit, look at this, alien studies, we get massive research bonuses. As long as the cache remains in orbit, our scientists will have ample opportunity for research. So it's really good that it picked this planet, really. We have a science ship assisting them, and now the cache is here. This is very, very cool. There might be techs and things you get from this, I don't know. The special project is probably worth looking into. It's going to take engineering research. A mysterious alien entity has entered orbit. It would be wise to determine its purpose as soon as possible. So let's do that. That means our engineering projects aren't going to be done for a while, but that's fine. Society goes up. Let's get the leader lifespan vitality boosters where the body fails, the science intervenes. That'll save us a bit of money in the long term as people start living longer. Depending on the kind of alien you are and the kind of techs you go, you can get to the point where your people live for hundreds of years.
To the universe.
We're just silly humans. We die around 80 until our techs start going up. Okay, so automated exploration protocols. An advanced AI will aid science officers in their task to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, and to boldly go where no Blorg has gone before. So it says Blorg there. The Blorg are one of the preset empires in Stellaris. So there's like humans are a preset empire. There's another type of human called the Commonwealth of Man. And then there's various alien empires. The Blorg are like these really ugly, gross guys that just want to love people and make friends. So that's what the Blorg are. They're not actually in my campaign here because we have different races. But maybe one day we'll do some videos and see those. Anyway, of course, this is a play on the intro to Star Trek. The science ship will be able to explore the galaxy with help from an AI. By the way, if you've been wondering, can AI revolt? Because there's all this stuff about AI. The answer is yes. But not necessarily in the way you're thinking. It's to do with robot development, which we haven't been playing with. Let's get some of the volatile motes, which we learned about a while ago. I still don't have the fast and light traps, the ambushes and stuff, but this turns out to have not been a very military-oriented playthrough. Look at this bastard. He grabbed the choke point early. He just said, screw it, I don't care. He took it early. He did that on purpose. He's locked me out. We gotta build, man. We gotta build now. You build there. You build there. We gotta lock them out. The ogres are gonna threaten us. They already are threatening us. I mean, their space is open. They don't like us, do they? They consider us a egalitarian rabble. Do I want to make friends with them? I mean, maybe. Maybe I do. Maybe. Anyway, we're starting to see where our borders are here. If we get this whole sector, this is good. We could be comfortable. And, you know, it's sort of worth being here. If we only get a couple of little systems, this is going to feel like a weird little, you know, lump on the side of our empire, which we won't appreciate. It is a lot of systems, though. I know it won't look like a lot of territory, but it's a lot of systems, so that's fine. Sorry, I thought we were going ahead here. Right, so construction ship's on his way. Pirate patrol's working well. There's a lot of construction ships now that we don't need. So you have finished. Well done. You guys can go home to some planet and work there. You guys are done. Well done. You can go home to some planet and work there. There is some trade value, and this is the system that I wanted a long time ago. So let's figure it out. Arctic worlds. Oh, it already has the plant colony. They're on their way. Someone's on their way over here. As soon as they get that, we can put a starbase there, collect the trade value. All should be right and wonderful with the world. Now, this science ship over here can start automatically exploring. You want to be careful about that. They can get themselves into some weird places. But it should be all right overall. What is this? We're running out of exotic gases. So we probably want to buy some. The thing is, I don't actually think there's that many in existence. I think this is going to be really expensive to keep running these. It's okay, though. We can start synthesizing our own.
War declaration received. Red alert.
Shh. Damn it. Oh, I knew I was... The universe has stepped in, guys. The universe has decided that no, it is time to go to war, WP. You have to do this. All right, fine. They're declaring on me. I feel like they're not going to leave their space, though. Because I feel like they're looking at this system and they're saying, okay, we get no shields. They have a 3K fortress. And they have a friggin' curator enclave there. What are you telling me to do? You're telling me to attack? There's no way they're going to do it. Their starbase is messed up from the Jotun as well. So we can just go bomb them, bombard them, and take this straight away. Let's do it. Let's kill the branded right there. We're going to do it. And this is all claimed out, you know. What else have I got to do here? There's nothing else happening. This is literally the last system. They've happily waited for us to be done with the Choya. All we've got is a precursor civilization that we're about to learn about. Maybe we'll find out in just a moment. We'll do that. There's an archaeology site and a wormhole to explore over here, and then we're kind of done with our space. It would be time at that point to start waging war, figuring out who our friends are and who our enemies are, and I think it's pretty clear. If we want to prepare for that, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Speaking of the archaeology site. Oh, they're already working on that. That's not a problem. This ship over here, you've claimed the territory. Excellent. Build all the stations. And then you can prep the central place where we want to move the Silvari to. Now, all hands on alloys now, I think. How much influence we got? 133. Let's sell minerals to the market and hope that they're not, that, you know, the branded aren't buying them up. Let's sell our food to the market. Let's buy alloys from the market. And let's send our fleets in right now. Why not? Why not? Let's send our fleets in. They've been in position. Now, when they leave dry dock, or maybe it's not dry dock. But dry dock is where you build the ships, right? We might find that our currencies go down. I guess we had them waiting there, and there wasn't even a crew quarters. Right, the biocomputer remnant. This was done. The discovery of another biocomputer remnant has yielded further insight into the plantoid hive mind's history. The bow appeared to have originated from a single planet, its location unknown as mere plant life. Prehistoric bow were all clones of their parent plants and gradually developed the capacity for hive consciousness over millions of years of slow, peaceful growth. The data crystal was recovered, dating some 7 million years ago, contains partially readable military records pertaining to the planet's invasion. Apparently, the Gurno were expecting some measure of armed resistance and were not impressed by the incredibly slow-moving Baul. The record describes the ease with which the Baul's delayed responses were circumvented in a highly derogatory fashion. So hold on, these guys just went and invaded and just killed him. Just slaughtered these like pacifistic, nice hive mind plant things. And now, a few millions later, we have Morgemoth here. Well, not here, but over there. That's sad, man. That's very sad. Or the Choya. I mean, they're not a hive mind, but hey. Alright. To war. Now, I don't think 4 transport fleets is going to be enough anymore. I'm going to recruit some armies. Now, what I want to do, though, is I want to recruit an army where there are Jotun that will, you know, do their thing. So let's see if we can find out a way to do that. These are my species. I don't see Jotun on the species list. I think that they're emigrating away, guys. I think that they're not sticking about because they don't have a tundra world. It's sad, but that is what's happening, I think. So let's instead just go to Sirius, Nova Earth. Now these guys, see, we can upgrade these as well, but the gases is going to be expensive. And I don't think I can afford it right now. So recruit. Human armies. Now, we don't have the clone technology yet, I guess, or the clone army technology. Maybe that's a separate tech that we need. Let's build a ton of armies there. We'll let them build up, and we'll start the invasions with bombardments, nonetheless. So it's all going to start here anyway. Hoof is the only way in. Oh, we found a new type of alien. Really? Oh, it's an enclave. Oh, it's this enclave. Yeah, all right. Well, we got the choice to actually research that now if we'd like. Finishes in 2 months. We can establish communications with them. We actually haven't really done this much. We've let most people come to us.
Construction completed.
The brand has been detected on a direct course towards the Ashamar system. Okay, I'll have to watch that.
We have detected
oh god,
hostiles.
We're still moving. Okay, sorry, I was looking at that. I thought we were in pause. Fleet detected. That's only a 200 fleet. Okay, this is a problem. They are spamming corvettes. 33 corvettes. Why aren't you using stronger ships? All right, we've got to be careful. We are at normal speed. I'm going to put it to slow. I'm going to make it very clear to them exactly. Oh, we don't even have to leave, do we? We don't have to leave because the space station is down from their previous conflict. I can just enter orbit. I don't even have to attack it. It's still disabled. So that's good. Let's head over to the domains and we'll see where their fleet moves in. Here you go. Look, they're coming. Oh, here, look. We can learn what they're doing. 300. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What have they done with their transport fleets?
The special project has
Why?
concluded.
Oh my god. After successfully translating the language, we've established communications with the artisan troop. Oh, these poor guys. They are under the control of the ogres now. This is over in that ogre territory. A visitor! This is a joyous occasion indeed. Oh, forgive my manners. I believe introductions are in order. We are the artisan troop. Our members have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of art, music, culture, and all the things which make our existence bearable to a sapient being. Please, if you would like to share in the wonder of our creations, do not hesitate to contact us. These guys, you know, the curators are like research-oriented. These guys are like Unity-oriented, okay? They're basically equivalents, but with Unity. And they'll teach you a little bit less. So, a 3,400 fleet. Let's seriously think about this for a second. What do I have? Yeah, I'm alright.
Engaging hostile
if they
station.
come at me, they're screwed. Oh my god, look at our stuff. Look at what we've got. Our energy siphons and our ultraviolet lasers. Oh, it's beautiful. It's so kaleidoscopic. Yeah, we can destroy that alien space station. Well, just orbital civilian station. Let's get that. Come on, the transport fleet needs to be safe here. Right, let's have a look at Prophet's Fall. How many armies you got? They've still only got 2. They didn't learn from the last time, and they're the exact same strength as well.
Construction completed.
They did not learn. They did not do anything. Oh god. Okay, no, that's just us destroying their transports.
The special project.
God, we look cool.
Concluded.
Okay, we finished the special project with the enigmatic cache. Despite extensive research, the enigmatic cache and its origin are still shrouded in mystery. Though it's definitely not organic in nature, it is not entirely machine either. It appears to be preoccupied mainly with the gathering, storing, and encoding of data. Its surface is covered in hundreds of thousands of minuscule scratches and dents in which we have discovered traces of a compound that is alien to our galaxy. More hints about outside the galaxy. I have been deliberately vague about these outside the galaxy things, and I will continue to be. Beautiful. Alright, so anyway, there it is. You could try and attack it, by the way. I'm not sure there's a way to destroy it. I like how our science ship is right near it. And our science ship looks massive as well. Not sure it should look that big. So let's have a look here. Now, we are going to bombard in any moment now. Where are their next vessels? Here's their 1.7k fleet. It's on its way. I think we'll be fine. So I don't really have to micromanage too much, but I will set you guys to bombard here at the back a little, and I will set the transport fleet back a little. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want these guys to get caught in the front line. I want Admiral Hannah Sakamoto to fight for glory. Oh dear, they have 2 fleets. Ooh, okay, so it's 1.9 versus 1.7, and my 2.6 versus their 2.1. If the techs aren't right, this isn't going to go well for us. Alright, here we go, guys. You can do it. I could sneakily land the invasion on the planet right here, right now as well. Oh, no, we got to take out the starbase. Damn it. I thought it said it was disabled still. Anyway, we should, I think, be okay. Now, if we are in combat for a whole year, and when this stuff starts getting big, you'll find that happens. We can hit the emergency retreat button, but so can they. And we might take big damage from that. But, this is the actual fight here. Look at the damage. Look at this. We've done almost 10k. They've done almost 4. Do they out-tech us? They have 3,000 strength over there. How do they have 3,000 strength suddenly?
Research
it's
concluded.
a mess. Oh god, it's a real mess. Oh god, I mean, they declared war on me. I shouldn't feel bad about this. Oh no, we're losing. We are losing. Well, I've got no choice but to watch it. Can we destroy at least one of their fleets? Yeah, we're breaking before they are. I think their shields are holding up a little bit better than what I've got to offer. Are we losing this? God, it's nasty. It is rough. I'll tell you what, these guys have got to get out of dodge. They're not going to. They're already caught in the combat, in the crossfire.
System survey concluded.
I've got about 1.5k still. One of their fleets is down to 600, 1.6. We're going to start rebuilding in a second. Oh my god, the reinforcements. I'm screwed. Can I jump out? It's only been 60 days. I think we're dead. And these wankers over here, the ogres, have just closed their borders to me. I mean, maybe they got reason to. These guys are down to 162. We lost. We lost the big first fight. They were way stronger than I thought they were. Okay, here's the question. Can they get through a 3.1k fortress? The problem is, I didn't research the faster than light trap. So they can just skip it if they want. They don't have to fight this. They could just go wherever they want. There's no reason they have to fight it. We are quite close. You guys want to get back there. We need to rebuild. I'll see you guys for that next time. Uh-oh.